In today's Leeds news, Harrison surprise Leeds return, O'Brien linked with Leeds move, huge potential but can't play, under 18 impressive win, and tickets on sale for Blackburn. Morning folks, Shear here on the 31st of October with your Leeds United news. Hope you're all having a good week so far. There's a little bit of stuff to get into. It's been a quiet enough week on the front from Leeds. There's been a few interesting stories that have popped up, and not a massive amount of stuff. But as I always say, transfer news isn't the only news that Leeds have. Anything going on at the club is news, so we'll keep bringing you that. We've got some stories this morning on a potential Jack Harrison return to Leeds. Lewis O'Brien been linked with a move to Leeds, as well as some news around Gyabi's current loan and some updates on what's going on at the club as well. But we'll start off today with the Jack Harrison story, which has come out as a bit of a surprise today. According to Graham Bailey from the boot room, Jack Harrison could be set for a surprise return to Leeds United as early as January. Harrison's form has been heavily criticised by fans and local media at Everton this season, and the player is still very much in their starting 11 now. Whether that's due to the players they've got available or any kind of form remains to be seen. Bailey has said the following on the situation and the possible return to Leeds United. Technically, Jack Harrison's due back and we'll see what happens. There will be a little bit of worry for Leeds, as I think we know that even if Dyche finishes this season, he won't be there next season. So whoever comes in at Everton, will they want Harrison? That might be a bit of a concern for Leeds. It's not that he's not a good player, but they were looking on banking on that and hoping that Everton would be scratching around to make that move permanent in order to bring in another loan signing in January. But it probably doesn't look like that's going to happen. The report also states that some people around Harrison are tipping Harrison for a return to Leeds in January, and that, as it says in that, Everton may cancel the loan, send him back in order to bring in somebody else on loan instead. Harrison has shown over the past 2 years he has no interest in playing for Leeds United, and in his interviews that he's done during that period hasn't ever really spoken positively about the fans or the club that own his contract. Harrison's mother was caught on camera after one game last season stating that the player would not be going back to Leeds United. Absolutely no way is what she said in that game, and that won't have helped Jack Harrison's situation. But while Leeds United still own Jack Harrison's contract, Leeds will be in the driving seat of what they can dictate around the player. Leeds would have wanted to sell the player. They would have wanted Everton to make his second loan there a permanent move and bank on that cash. Anything upwards of £18 million was being described as a fee. But Everton's issues with finances, with their takeovers, means that this is very unlikely, and Jack Harrison's form has possibly put a bridge between the move happening at all now. I do think it would be a shock if Harrison does come back to Leeds United in January. I don't see it happen. I don't even see where he would get into this Leeds United side right now, given his form and given what we know about Jack Harrison, especially in the winter months of the year when it gets a bit mucky. He's not as fond of things as he is when at the end of the season, start of the season. So, and Graham Bailey can be hit and miss on quite a lot of things. So for me, I would say take a pinch of salt with this one. I would be shocked if Jack Harrison comes back to Leeds United. And if everyone thought that Brendan Aronson had a tough time coming back to Leeds after what Harrison said about the club in the last couple of years, it'll be a very tough return for him should he decide to come back. Moving on to the next story, and it's transfer window season, so all of the usual names are being mentioned. There are stories everywhere about Leeds bringing in free agent Ryan Kent, but the fact that he's a free agent, and we know what Daniel Farke has said about free agents and character and players, there's absolutely no way Ryan Kent joins Leeds United. But another name that we're very familiar with has popped up this morning. Have to wait and see, but you can't stop the links according to Team Talk. So, you know the deal with the salt, sprinkle that on this story. They claim that a host of championship clubs are interested in getting the services of currently out of favour Nottingham Forest midfielder Lewis O'Brien. The 26-year-old has been linked with Leeds multiple times over the past couple of seasons, but now, according to Team Talk, he has been linked with Leeds, Sheffield United, Hull City and West Brom from the Championship, as well as Southampton in the Premier League. O'Brien is currently on loan at LAFC in the MLS. That season is due to finish very soon. His loan will finish there and he will be back available for clubs in January when the window opens. But Lewis O'Brien may have made sense as a Leeds signing a couple of weeks ago, but with Leeds bringing in Joshua Gilovogi, without Tanaka, Joe Rothwell and Charlie Crew currently available in the central midfield options, Ethan Ampadu due back in December, and then Ilya Gruev due back in March, April time, it seems really unlikely that Leeds would add another body to that. And Daniel Farke again has always talked about having players around the place who aren't involved, and it would be very tough for players to get in there. Again, it's a move that I just would be surprised if Leeds make in January. I don't think Leeds will make any signings in January. I think they need to. I think they need to look at a couple, maybe a 9, maybe another centre-back as a backup option, just to make sure they're covered going in and don't leave themselves short. But I would be shocked if Leeds do anything in January. The club seems adverse to doing it. So, yeah, Lewis O'Brien for me. Pinch of salt. Moving on to the next story, and this one relates to a huge potential of a player, but he can't play, and this comes from a Yorkshire Evening Post article by Graham Smith. And Leeds, as we know, will take on Plymouth Argyle this Saturday in the league, but they will be without one of their key players for that game, and that's on loan Leeds United midfielder Darko Gyabi. Gyabi is on loan this season. His absence will be felt by Plymouth coming into this game. Gyabi has been in really good form for Plymouth this season in what has been a really tough year for them so far. He is the second best in terms of successful dribble statistics. From a passing perspective, he sits fourth for their key passes, progressive carries and progressive passes forward. So he will be a big loss for them. Gyabi's stats have him in line with Ethan Ampadu from a short passing perspective, and from the more longer passes he sits on a 75% accuracy, which is just better than what El Tanaka is managing at Leeds United right now. So we're starting to see what Leeds United saw in Darko Gyabi when they purchased him from Manchester City for £5 million. The loan is doing what it should be. Speaking on the Pilgrims podcast, host Matt Lovell has said that Gyabi has been at the heart of all good things in a season that has not been good for Argyle, delivering much of the positives on the pitch. It's great to see that he will miss out on this game from a Leeds perspective, but it's also great to see that his loan is going particularly well right now for the player, and it's doing what it needs to do. It's giving him minutes at a level that we want to see him play at. It's giving him progression, and it's showing that he is showing what he can do in a shirt and a starting team as well. So he's played as a 6, he's played as an 8, he's even played wide for Plymouth and has played as a 10 as well. Really is getting good experience across all the key positions that he may play in going forward. And it'd be nice to see him come back to Leeds. And if Leeds do go to the Premier League, likely another loan will happen for him next season. But you'd like to see him go to a team that's higher up on the table and really see what he can do progressive-wise in another year. But we'll keep an eye on that and we'll wait and see. Moving on to the under-18. Yesterday, the under-18s had a terrific result and a big win in what was a friendly game, albeit, but still a very good result. Leeds ran out 5-1 winners against Chesterfield. Goals coming from Oliver Boast, Ollie Pickles, Will Firth, Josh Hamilton and Jack Morris in that game. So well done to under 18s. Another good victory for them. It's a friendly, but it's momentum, and they're doing well this year and they keep ticking over. And then finally today, just to get into ticket information for the Blackburn Rovers away game. Ticket information for Leeds and Blackburn has now been released, and the Whites will travel to Ewood Park on November 30th for a 1:30pm kickoff in what is usually Leeds United's largest away allocation of the season. There will be 7,087 tickets available for the away side this game, and it's usually, as I said, Leeds' largest ticket allocation. We usually take up an entire side of the pitch at Ewood Park, but the dates have been released and they are as follows. Phase 1 will be released on Friday, November 1st at 1pm. Supporters who've attended 6 or more away games in 23-24 will have a 50% chance on that. Phase 2 goes on sale Monday, the 4th of November at 1pm, and that is for home season ticket holders, first come, first serve basis. And then Phase 3 is Tuesday, the 5th of November, 1pm, for all Leeds United members, again on a first come, first serve basis. It's probably the best chance anyone has of getting a ticket this season for an away game with the amount that are on sale. But always is a good atmosphere when Leeds fans travel down to Ewood Park. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game to keep an eye on as well. Folks, that'll be it for me today. We've got a match review coming out later on today. We're getting that recorded. Tomorrow there won't be a news video in the morning. I am getting married tomorrow, so there won't be a news video in the morning. I just won't have time. I was planning on doing it, but I don't have time now. And then Saturday I have a pre-record of the warm-up, which will be your stats data pack heading into the Plymouth game of everything you need to know from key duels, keel battles, the predicted lineup, statistics going into the game, data, where Leeds sit, top 5 and all that will be covered in that. Nice short 10-minute video with all the key stats you want to get before that game kicks off. And that'll be it for me today, folks. Massive thank you as always for supporting the channel. I'll be back in some guys tonight and tomorrow. You keep an eye out for that on Saturday morning as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your weekend. Hopefully Leeds get 3 points, and I will talk to you live properly on Monday with a review. Have a great time, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. See you. Bye.